So first of all, what I would like to see them doing is looking through their spending for the last month. They could look at like food shopping, toiletries, takeaways, nights out, clothes, etc. And for them, if they find that they're spending maybe more than 30 or 40% of their income on things like that, then they need to be looking at how they can cut that down. So in terms of food shopping, obviously that's a need, but the cost of that can vary massively. So things like meal planning, which I know sounds really boring for a student, but once you get into it, it's quite good fun. So meal planning and then writing a shopping list and only buying what you're needing. In terms of reducing the amount that you're spending, going at night time when they're reducing food and putting stuff in the freezer is a great idea. Looking at shopping in the value range is also a great idea. And just trying to be really, really mindful of what you're buying. Don't always go for the branded things. Look at cheaper ranges, look at cheaper options and try different things to see what you like. So that's my top tip. My second tip is to create a spending plan for the future. So work out how much your income is, work out how much your expenses are for the month. If they start with fixed expenses like rent and bills, and then work out how much you've got left for variable expenses. If you then divide that amount by 4.3, that will then give you a weekly total for how much money you've got left over available for spending. You can then allocate that between your categories. So food shopping, toiletries, nights out, takeaways, etc. So that would be tip 2, creating a spending plan. Tip 3 for me is have 2 bank accounts. Now, this is a biggie. I think having a bank account for all your bills and fixed expenses is a really great idea. Pay all your income into that bills account and then only use it for bills and fixed expenses. Then transfer your weekly spending amount that you've already worked out with your spending plan. Transfer that over into your spending account and then use that account for all your spending. It's so much easier to then manage a weekly spending amount rather than having one account with all your bills and all your money in. It's really, really difficult to manage. Having 2 accounts makes it so much easier to manage. Fourthly, what I'd like to say is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. We've seen a huge rise in young people and students especially being targeted for financial scams. Social media is full of great stuff, but it's also full of people promising you easy money. And as a student, it's really tempting because many of these things sound absolutely brilliant. But for me, what you need to do is keep in mind the phrase, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. And it applies to crypto and gambling and things like that, but also to buy now, pay later deals, which a lot of the companies are now offering you the opportunity to buy things, even takeaways, and pay for them in 3 installments. Now, if you can't afford to pay for it up front, then please avoid buying it unless it's an absolute essential. And my final tip would be, if you're struggling financially, then please speak to somebody, whether that be parents or people at home or your friends or student support services. Don't let it get to the point that it becomes something that is too big for you to handle. Speak to people and get the help that you need as soon as possible.